In 2005, a film based on an obscure DC comic hit theaters. That movie was Constantine, and it tells the story of John Constantine, who seeks to secure his place in heaven by sending demons back to hell. Carrying elements of the occult and Christianity, the long keeps many secrets. So watch frame by frame so you don't miss any detail. So let's embark on a journey through all the details of Constantine and also some fun facts and special effects. And to be more complete, I will explain some details of the plot that can be confusing. Before we go to the video, check out an announcement from our sponsors.
If you suffer or are afraid of ever developing cancer, I know you keep wondering, what will become of me? Will I be alive tomorrow? Will one day, will the pharmaceutical industry be able to create a solution to my problem? One thing I assure you, this industry is not worried at all about you. Think with me, why do you think technology involves? The sciences involved, medicine itself involves. And we still don't have a solution to this old problem, fortunately along with my team. We have gathered more than 100 definitive forms to beat cancer, some of them 10,000 times more effective than the conventional way. Do you want access to this list? Then click on the link and come find out. The link will be fixed in the comment.
The film begins with the finding of the Spear of Destiny, weapon used to pierce the chest of Christ on the cross. Looking ahead in a painting during the encounter between Constantine and Gabriel. The sketch is wrapped in a Nazi flag, reaffirming the initial text. It's also a reference to the comics. The car always seems to come out of nowhere, however if you look closely you can see it in the background. After resurrecting, he jumps with open arms in front of the cross, alluding to the pose of Christ. Initially I thought it was just a coincidence, however, the intention is clear by being repeated a few times. Meanwhile, Constantine is about to perform an exorcism. There, the TV shows courage. The cowardly dog. The drawing also addresses demons and supernatural creatures. In addition to the smoke passing through the door, referring to John's addiction. I like how they beat in sync. Then he leafs through his religious medals in search of the compatible one. Discovering the correct one when the shadow touches the forehead of the possessed and she struggles. Same region positioned below. Out of curiosity, this is the symbol on the medal, several images in one. After the failed exorcism she intends to trap the bad thing in the mirror. This is not something so random, it actually has a basis in the occult and other beliefs. In Victorian England it was believed that the soul of a dead person could become trapped in the mirror. Returning to speak with the priest, he accepts his amulet. The symbol is a triquetra, used both in Christianity and in the occult.
Based on a symbol for the Holy Trinity.
The book in Chaz's Taxi is real, and it tells the story of witchcraft. In his house, Constantine has several gallons of water. Ever wondered why? This is your stash of holy water, strategically placed near the window to ward off anything bad. Then use Angela, her name means messenger, angel. Although we only discover her powers for half of the movie. It quickly shows Manuel on his way to the United States, while the animals die. Referring to the 10 plagues of Egypt, one of them, the death of animals. Immediately John receives a visit from Beeman, with mystical valves. It refers to what happened with John Paul II, where the Master was baptized.
The holy hand grenades were little vials that actually were Christmas ornaments.
Amityville is where a young man took the life of his own family, ordered by voices. The Egyptian-themed box refers to scarabs, sacred to the Egyptians. Rachel Wise was also in The Mummy, where there were a lot of scarabs. Suspicious that the mirror demon intended to cross over to the earth plane, she goes to speak with Gabriel. She can't watch this without remembering the Matrix. The scene refers to their meeting in Hellblazer number 43. The arrangement of objects, and the rainy night. Gabriel's yellow eyes indicate that he is a mixed-race angel, while red, half-breed devils. Unlike the comics, the angel is played by an actress in a suit and tie. Because angels don't have sex. Throughout the conversation their motivations are explained. Constantine sends half-breeds who interfere with our earthly plane back to hell. In return, he expects his entry into heaven. He is condemned to hell for taking his own life. Connecting with the conversation on the side, between Angela and the priest.
Angela, isso ainda é considerado pecado mortal.
Your sister Isabel can't have a burial Catholic for the same reason. She took her life. in the newspaper read by Hennessy, a priest friend of Constantine. The author's name is Keela Fiornini, Easter props wizard egg. Literally responsible for this newspaper. About to be attacked, he sees a crow, commonly interpreted as a bad omen. A mouse, considered unclean by the Bible, just like Constantine in the eyes of God. It's a crab. The zodiacal sign of Cancer, his disease. I won't call it a mistake, but the continuity of this scene is pretty weird. The creature dives into it, after the slash, throws a punch. This is because the scene is much bigger and needed to be cut. Then he goes to the nightclub to talk to Papa Mayanoid. There we see an angel turning water into wine like the biblical miracle. And a guest appearance by Domino Harvey, Huntress American Rewards. Makes sense to be at the bar, seen Papa Midnight buy and collect artifacts. So Angela seeks out Constantine in order to understand the death of the sister. The inscriptions on the door are used by some crops to protect against evil spirits. John explains how God and the devil made a bet. Having as a rule no direct contact, only influence. That is, angels and demons cannot interfere directly. Instead of pushing, just suggest jumping. Shortly after they are attacked by demons. It doesn't look random. On one side is a Christian church, on the other a Buddhist botany. And John sets a rag on fire to get rid of the creatures. Although the origin of the cloth is not mentioned, the director claimed it to be a piece of the shroud of Moses, where his corpse was wrapped. Right after the battle, Angela is positioned exactly in front of the mother of Jesus, alluding to the fact that she was about to give the birth to Lucifer's son, or at least that's the plan. Due to not believing that her sister took her own life, being a devout Catholic, John goes to hell to make sure Isabel is there. The depiction of hell here is incredible. It was based on the heat wave from the atomic bomb.
And I said, maybe hell is that moment during a nuclear blast, but it lasts.
Not all demons were produced with computer graphics. A super realistic animatronic was used in a few takes. In order to find out what led Isabel to throw from the building, investigate her room, finding Corinthians 17 in the window. Chapter existing only in the Bible of Hell. According to the passage, the mysterious symbol of the victims belongs to Mammon, son of Lucifer. Immediately Beeman is attacked by flies, another of the 10 plagues of Egypt. A little before the bowling logo, with 3 lowercase bs subtly spell 666, the number of the beast. Speaking of small details, I think the billboards leaving messages are really cool. Have faith. And the water turning into wine. Previously, your time is coming, referring to the short time of life, and also the time to buy a Chevrolet. I didn't understand the symbolism of green before of the ritual to potentiate its powers. It twice comes out from behind the green. By the way, the ritual seems to allude to water baptism. Just as it is done ahead to bring Mammon to our plan, the two find the coin at the crime scene and go after Balthazar for information. How is Mammon going to get through to this plane? The guy turns out to be through the spear. The girl is suddenly taken away. And John goes to the bar to try again to use the chair. The backstory is based on the fact that Sing Sing prison had a chair very similar to this one, where more than 614 people were actually executed. Among the artifacts at the site is a statue of Shishi Chinese guardians, and several monkey toys with dishes. It appears to be a play on the fact that it's scary and appears in a few horror movies. The chair shows you the path of the spear. Understanding Mammon's plan, back part from the girl, finds her with him in her belly. And Ches dies in the confrontation. The pose harks back to the famous portrayal of Aleister Crowley, the Lord of Ozzy. The tattoo is inspired by the sulfur symbol in alchemy. Gabriel interrupts. The angel helps Mammon because he is jealous of the man.
Basta se arrepender e Deus os acolhe.
So it recreates the image of sacrifice seen in the Bible of Hell. And as a last resort, Constantine takes his life, for knowing that Lucifer will come for him personally.
Eu ouvi falar.
Although Lucifer is a scary name and associated with bad things, it means bearer of light. In Christianity, he is the main fallen angel, explaining the white suit, a remnant of your origin. After revealing his son's betrayal, he intervenes and takes the son home, and Gabriel loses his divine support for serving Mammon. Connecting to biblical passage, No servant can serve two masters, you cannot serve God and mammon. Luke 16:13. In exchange for help, John asks to release Isabel, giving up your own benefit. Then he grabs Constantine with his left hand, long associated with evil. But he can't take it. Something foreshadowed in the conversation with Gabriel.
What does he want from me?
Only the usual. Self-sacrifice. Belief.
John cleared the land of servants for his own benefit, to go to heaven. This time he didn't take his life, he committed self-sacrifice. The devil resurrects and removes Constantine's cancer, to live and prove his soul belongs to him. To hell. Resurrecting is not the only connection with Christianity. John Constantine has the same initials as Jesus Christ. And his sacrifice saves the world. I'm not even going to get into the merits of Keanu being chosen in The Matrix, and once played the devil's advocate. He gives the spear to Angela. And instead of the cigarette like the first time we saw him, he chews gum. In the post-credits, yes, long before Iron Man, Constantine had a post-credits scene. Credits. John leaves the lighter on Chaz's grave.
This here is the medal of Saint Benedict, who was the patron saint of fighting witchcraft.
Then the boy reveals himself as an angel. The idea for the scene came after the end of recordings. It is unclear whether it has any connection to Pope Midnight's prayer, or if it was just something cool. And something else. Constancy, firm, was the first Roman emperor to adopt Christianity. Isabel means the pure one, the one who keeps promises. Thank you so much for coming here. Soon we will have more videos. A big hug. See you next time.